Hi, guys. Welcome back. Today is day 2 of writing our informational essay. We're going to take all of the great information you wrote down yesterday on your planning sheet, and we are going to extend that information into paragraphs. So, we're going to take those 5 sentences from that planning sheet yesterday, and we are going to make 5 well developed paragraphs. So you'll notice on the screen that you have these boxes, P1 through P5. That represents the paragraph numbers. And let me give you some really good news. Paragraphs 1 and 5, you actually wrote those yesterday on your planning sheet. We're going to leave paragraphs 1 and 5 alone. So we're not going to extend those paragraphs at all. That's our introduction and our conclusion. So those are our easy paragraphs. What we're going to do today is we're going to spend some time really talking about the parts of the body paragraph. So I want you to follow along as I go through these parts. Let's take a look at our outline or our template for today's lesson. Like I mentioned earlier, paragraph 1 and paragraph 5 are our introduction and conclusion paragraphs. Okay, so these are really easy, simple paragraphs. But take a deeper look at paragraphs 2, 3, and 4. These paragraphs represent our examples from yesterday's planning template. In paragraph 2, we're referring to our example from literature. In paragraph 3, we are referring to our example from our movie. In paragraph 4, we're referring to our example from our personal life. Take a look at the 4 sentences in each paragraph. Each paragraph starts off with a topic sentence. This sentence is a general statement about the main idea of the paragraph. The second sentence is what we call a concrete detail. This is where we use the sentence from our planning sheet to show the example we are referring to. The third sentence is what we call commentary detail. This sentence explains the example and proves the point that we're trying to make within the paragraph. And finally, the closing sentence wraps up all of the ideas in the paragraph and brings it to a close. Today I'm going to share my full teacher copy essay with you. You are not allowed to use any of my ideas, but you may use my ideas to help you to come up with ideas of your own. You may use the way that I structure my sentences or transition from one paragraph to the next, but you may not use any of my concrete details. Okay, so let's get started showing you what my introduction looks like. Compassion is a quality shared by both people and animals. I got that sentence from my planning sheet. That was the answer to my truism. Now I'm ready to move on to my first example. I'm going to write 4 sentences about the piece of literature that shows animals are compassionate. How would I start that paragraph out? Animals are protective of one another. One example from literature is from My Life with the Chimpanzees by Jane Goodall. That sentence is the sentence that came from my planning sheet. Now I'm going to explain how that piece of literature shows that animals are protective. I'm going to do that with my commentary detail sentence. Let's take a look to see how I did that. This text describes one chimp named Flo and how she would always have her baby and children chimps with her when visiting the camp. Now I'm going to close the paragraph out. I'm going to start with a transition word or phrase that brings the paragraph to a close. There are some noted there for you on the left to use. To conclude, Goodall proves that chimps are compassionate because they take care of one another. Now that I have finished my first detail about literature, does that paragraph prove what I'm trying to say in my introduction? That compassion is a quality shared by both people and animals? The answer is yes. So I'm ready to move on to my next example. Now I'm going to work on my example from a movie. Let's take a look at how I start off this paragraph. Humans and animals both share an understanding of things. An example of this is from the movie Life of Pi. Now I'm going to describe how the movie proves my topic sentence. So I'm going to give some extra information here. The tiger in the movie and the main character Pi both have an understanding of many dangers they encounter while they are stranded. Because I've proven my point, now it's time to close out the paragraph. In summary, animals and humans share a deep understanding of when the other is in danger and can become protective to help the other. Okay, now it's time to move on to the third detail. This detail is going to be an example from my real life. And remember, I'm trying to prove my introductory statement, which is compassion is a quality shared by both people and animals. So for my first topic, my topic sentence in this third example, I'm going to say animals and humans show compassion by being sensitive. One way I know this is because my teacher, Mrs. Williams, has a service dog. Now I'm going to describe how that detail relates to the topic sentence. Her dog is trained to be sensitive enough to detect when she is not feeling well, and the dog can get help for her. Now, once I've proven my point, I can close out the paragraph. In conclusion, dogs have instincts that help them to be more like humans. They can also be trained to be better at some things too. Now, once you have fleshed out your details in paragraphs 2, 3, and 4, your paper's basically done. All you need to do is grab that conclusion sentence from your planning sheet. So go to number 5 on your planning sheet and plug it in for your conclusion. I wonder if animals know they are really taking care of us instead of us just thinking we are taking care of them. I'm going to plug my sample essay into the assignment today so you can refer back to it while you are writing your own. You're going to have all week to complete your essay. So don't feel like you have to get all of the parts completed today. Your essay is going to be due by Friday, so make sure you use your time wisely. My suggestion is to focus on 1 or 2 parts a day until you get it completed. When you get all of your essay completed, then you're going to submit your assignment for today, for the week, and your teacher will grade it. This is going to be a test grade. If you have any questions about how to write your essay or you need more help, I highly suggest you attend your teacher's Google Meet so that you can ask him or her questions about the essay process. Happy writing!